Alrighty, time for the second game to watch. So, starting off, leashing our jungler. I'll just start to talk about this. So, this will be the second replay that I'm reviewing. So the first one was a 20-minute loss on Tristana. This one is... I didn't look at the length of this one. By the looks of it, it's a 30 or 40-minute one. So you're playing Jinx this time, versing Vayne Thresh with a Blitzcrank on your side. The double hooking supports. So to start off with, it's going to be a 1v1 lane. Because if we look at the minimap down the bottom, Thresh is going for an early run mid. Yep. So he's just chilling around river. And so was Blitzcrank for a little bit until he joined the, wave. So starting off straight away, obviously this is not your fault, so to speak, is the poor positioning of your support. You should be, supports live in the brush. That's, just what they do. So, you just need to, make sure that you're positioning well. So, starting off, you're not doing too bad, because it is double hooking support. Alright, so nothing interesting really for the first part, just hooks getting thrown between the two teams, just landing on the other hooking support and not really much happening. So once the first hook lands on a one of the AD carries, we'll see something happen, probably. Fortunate hook. Boring bot lane action between two hyperscaling AD carries, hooks being missed. Alright, so right there, didn't need to throw that. And then Blitzcrank going in for the knock-up. Alright, so one kill. Gonna get a second, probably has no sum, so he's flash. Oh no, Tim. Oh no. Oh no! Oh, can I just close my eyes and pretend I didn't see that? Do I really need to tell you what you did wrong there? Well, clearly I do, since you just did it after this many games. Alright, so let's reimagine what's going on. So, alright, sorry about that. Said cough. Starting off, Blitzcrank plays aggressive because he knows the jungle is coming. Maybe he pinged it, I wasn't really paying attention. We have... So Blitzcrank dying, Vayne flashed forward. She should die for flashing forwards like that, especially into a jungler. She picks up the kill, chasing the Thresh into his tower. It's looking good, looking good. One more auto. Didn't get... So, you had to execute on you, If you're gonna get executed, just fucking flash for it. If you're really gonna commit that much to it, you're already gonna die. You probably were in auto range still. Learn the damage of the towers. That's all I can say. You could have killed that person and made it out. Or maybe not made it out. But you could have used both summons and made it out. You could have got executed for that kill, which in my mind is totally worth. No one gets gold or XP for, I mean, they get XP, but they don't get the gold for it. And the XP is minimal. So, 2 for 1, 1 for 2. Fortunate. Jungle's flaming you. Lol. That was really good by your jungler to deny farm to the Vayne. And we might see a second positioning error. Nice. Alright, so what... Playing that really well up until, you get hooked. So what I noticed was that was really intelligent what you did there. So Thresh pulls up, you pull away. Thresh pulls up, you pull away. That was excellent positioning. So you did that a couple times. I believe he walked the top side first and then did the bot side. So that was really good. But while you were paying attention to that, you didn't notice all your minion creeps had died. When all your minion creeps die, you really need to back up, because dying right now will be really unfortunate, because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 minions you're going to miss out on. That's a lot of XP in the early game. And a fair decent amount of gold. But since you didn't blow sums before, you still have your flash up. And you're really diligent right there and didn't use your heal. Whether that's an arrogance move or a really well thought out move, it's debatable. I'm going to go with arrogance. We have directed camera on. Good hook by your support. Good playing it safe. Alright, so it's just going to be pretty much the same situation as last time that you forced yourself here. Is, you know, you have the lane advantage just by champion pick, and yet you're going to be the one playing defensive. So CS is pretty even, which is really unfortunate. You should be really soaring ahead. Walk into another hook, no flash this time, you have heal. Not enough to save you. Could you have done anything there? Probably not. I don't think I could have dodged that hook. I think it was just positioning error again. I just don't want to hop on about it. Even though, like, positioning is everything. Ah. I see what you did. Alright, so right here you should be staying in your minion wave like usual. And then so what you did there is you had the Blitzcrank to protect you from the hook, and then you didn't follow him quick enough. You stopped to hit auto attack the minion, and you just got hooked. So once again, you're going to be playing against hooking supports and engaging supports, because that's what supports do. Sit in the minion wave. I'm going to have to say this over and over again, but minion wave is everything. Positioning is everything. Sit in the casters and you can't be engaged on. Alright, so moving on. We're going to be waiting for you to respawn, run it into lane. Nothing's really going to happen. Maybe your support dies because you're being stupid. Probably not. Alright. Don't have a ward up, so you can't ward that bush for yourself. Your lane is left. Alright, so right here. Right here. We're watching them. So remember what we said from the first review. 50% of the time, so every other second, is looking at the minimap. So what we should have noticed is that our jungler just killed their jungler in the jungle. What's immediately going to happen is the two closest lanes are going to collapse. Both your team and the enemy team is going to collapse. You're a jungler, you know this, you've had this experience before. So if it's in the bot side jungle, mid and bot are always going to roam in. And if it's top side jungle, top and mid are always going to roam in. That's just always going to happen, because if you're fighting in the jungle, you know, your both champs are going to be pretty low HP. And we look, yes, she is. Because most fights in the jungle are really volatile between two carries. It's going to be a really close fight 9 times out of 10, especially this early in the game. So what happens is your mid sees this happening, rotates in. Their bot rotates in, so we got a 2v2 situation. And, oh no, Ari left her to die. Unfortunate. So right there, your Blitzcrank did the smart thing, went for the roam. To try and help the teammate. What you should be doing here is using your Q and rocketing the wave. You want to try and punish Vayne for trying to roam and help her teammate. If you're not going to roam yourself, you need to punish. You cannot sit in the lane with minigun and farm. And they even cleaned up a second kill in mid with the top lane roaming down. So, what you're doing here is you're just letting Vayne come back, you know, take her time, come back into lane. And she's not gonna, she's missed no minions right now. I think I saw maybe one melee die. Yeah, one melee died before. But she's gonna collect all of the minions, you know, and not miss out. It's even in CS because of this. You could have forced her to miss 2-3 waves of minions for roaming up. So, in that situation, you had two choices. One, roam up and help your Nidalee, or two, shove the wave so if they roamed up, they would get punished for it. And you chose the third option, which was do nothing. And, you know, there's not any situation that I can think of that you want to be sitting there just auto-attacking the wave and minigun Either you want to be sitting there not ordering the wave and letting it freeze in front of your tower, or sitting there and rocketing the wave and shoving it so she'll miss minions on the tower. Because if you shove the wave, she's going to miss minions under the tower. So, yeah. Anyway, moving on. Spending too much time on this. So, yeah. They've made it back into lane. They have a kill up on you now. 2 kills up on you, doing quite poorly. Nidalee looks in a great position. She might be able to carry this game. Alright, so Blitzcrank is not too intelligent, just throwing his hooks out, which is unfortunate. There's not much you can do about it. Solo queue. That was really... Right as I go to talk shit about him, you know, he pulls off a really great hook. But you're just too far behind by the looks of it. Yeah. But the TP comes in and saves the day, and he blows flash to catch out the Vayne. Blitzcrank threatening the hook. Gets it. Interesting use of chompers. I would have thrown it closer to him so he had no opportunity to run that way. But you got to be careful not to throw it too close in case he just walks over without activating. So what you did is you threw them out here. You probably should have thrown them like here-ish. Yeah, that would have been really good right there. Alright. Just nitpicky things on the micro. Listen trying to kill you, but you safely backed on the tower because you probably saw him on the ward. No, you didn't have a ward. But that was really good backing by you. So BF Sword Zeal to BF Vamp, which is really good. Their ADC is not building correctly, and you are building correctly because you know what you're doing sometimes. Good route. Alright, so pretty much in this situation is the supports are going to go mid and try and make a play, but you're supports in base for whatever reason. So with Vayne, you've got to be really, really careful because of the stun in her kit. Not many ADCs have hard CC in their kit that's non-ultimate. Obviously, you have the ultimate CCs on some of the poke ADCs and some of the really good teamfight ADCs like Ashe, Varus, you know, all that, just ultimate CCs on there. Jhin has his root as well. But with Vayne, you're going to be really, really careful about her stun. It's a nasty stun. It's 1.5 seconds, so... Vayne is really good sitting in a side wave for the 1v1 on the enemy ADC. That's just what Vayne is good at. Vayne is really good at the 1v1. She's got a attack damage steroid with stealth. Stealth is obviously always going to help in the 1v1. And then she's got a move speed steroid which triples in ultimate. So yeah, you're going to be really, really careful in the 1v1 scenario that you've been placed into. Pretty much just sit. You want to try and sit in the middle of the wave and not get baited into running close to a wall. Because what she'll do is she'll try and sit close to a wall. You'll go to fight her. She'll tumble past you and stun you on the wall behind you. Or she'll try and use her pressure to push you into a wall and stun you. So yeah, you're just going to be careful. In these 1v1 scenarios, Jinx is always going to lose against the Vayne. You're the hyperscaling AD, she hyperscales as well, but she's squishy and is better in the 1v1. You're Jinx, you're better in the team fight, you're better for sieges. So you got to be... it's a bit iffy. Your Blitzcrank should really be here helping. I think he just backed. Yeah, he just backed. So pretty much what you want to do here is just play safe and just get the minions with your W and your rockets. Because although the health trade was pretty even because you landed a really good route, you can't always rely on that landing. So yeah, you should be really careful about Vayne in the 1v1 as Jinx. Tank here, tanks to wave, that's really good. So, 1k less gold than them. Not bad, not bad. Alright, that was really smart of your Blitzcrank zoning wave. Lee Sin comes in for the gank, wastes his kick. Alright. So, not much happening, just trading with spells, farming. Just waiting for something to happen right now. Doesn't really look like anything just happening. Just killing a stupid Vayne. Or nearly killing a stupid Vayne while you sit there and farm. So this is gonna be a drag of some few minutes here. I assume it's gonna be you guys. No, it's them. Yeah. So Lee Sin's gonna do the drag and immediately backs off. Fair enough. Not much really to say about that, really. Probably other than the macro play here. The micro wasn't bad. Top lane's in a really poor position. But Raz is fed as fuck. I don't know how that happened. Okay, I see how this game was won now. So anyway, so the macro position here. We just look down on the minimap right now. So top lane, I'm not going to care about even though we know it's in a bad position. Now, you're 3-manning mid, so you have the win mid. And we look down bot, you have this huge wave stacked up that's probably going to die to tower before you make it there, or a fair few's going to die to tower, and your tower's going to take a lot of damage for that. So, before making the play mid, what you should have done is shoved your waves with rockets, and then made the way up river. Sorry, not up river, through the jungle. Going through the river is probably a bit dangerous, especially with a Syndra and a Vayne and a Thresh and a Lee pretty much everything on the team that could murder you in the jungle. So you should have played it safe. Anyway, I digress. Shove your wave, then go mid. Don't roam unless you shove your wave. Because what happens is a big wave builds up, and either an enemy champ comes there and kills your tower, or you lose a lot of CS to the tower anyway. What happens when you shove the wave is it bounces off the turret and builds another big wave, but this time it'll take time to reach you instead of reaching you straight away and you missing out. You'll have a good 30-40 seconds before it bounces back. So you make your play and then you go back and catch a big wave. So 2 big wins instead of maybe you did make the play mid and it still worked, but now you're missing out on all the golden XP bot. Sorry about that. Got a bad cough. Not just another micro thing. As soon as you hit level 9, or the first time when you back after hitting level 9, buy a blue trinket. Infinitely better on ADC. You don't want to be sitting in the yellow trinket range of a bush with a Thresh or a Syndra sitting in it. So yeah, you lost both sums there because you didn't have blue trinket for the bush. Alright, so here's another one. 3v3 down bot. Your jungler doesn't care about the tower. Your support doesn't care about the tower. The ADC Jinx with no sums against a Syndra, Thresh, and a Vayne. What can you possibly hope to achieve by standing here? Because I can tell you what happens. That is what happens. So, if they're gonna 3-man the tower, either you need to respond with 3, or you need to walk away. Because instead of just getting a tower here, they've cleaned up an ADC with only using 2 summoners and an ult. They still have Vayne ult, they still have Thresh ult, they still have Thresh hook, they still have Vayne stun. That Blitzcrank has no mana. That's a really strong Nidalee, but I don't think she has the power right here to clean it up. Thresh Lantern's out the Syndra. Play gets stopped. And they're going to stay here and push the tower, I guess. Or they might back off since that Nidalee's there. Yeah. really boring fight about other people while you're sitting in base. Ooh, you're in top lane. So in this scenario, it looks like your Ryze is just giving ground to the Wukong to put him in a poor position, or just the fact that he can't get close to the wave because he's a squishy against the lethality Wukong. Probably not a good idea to walk top as an ADC against the lethality Wukong. The only time you normally walk top as an ADC is with your support. If you ever walk top as an ADC without your support, you're going to die. I can tell you this from experience as a top lane main. When the bot, so what happens usually is the bot lane will kill their tower early, or just at a normal time because they're winning lane, and they'll want to swap top lane, and I'll get put into the bot lane. But before I do, what normally happens is if it's the enemy team, is the support will go for wards, and the ADC will collect a few farm. What the ADC has to do is sit really, really far back or die. Because an ADC without the support in top lane is going to die every single time to a top laner, unless they have 5 or more kills and a higher level. So many times have I played top lane and the ADC comes top to help out that top laner, or have come top to kill the tower while their support has gone and abandoned them for a few minutes to get some wards out before they go for the tower. Don't go top without your support ever. The amount of times I've just walked under a tower and just murdered the ADC because they're so squishy and they have no CC pretty much whatsoever, barring 3 people in the ADC roster. And they have no way to get away because most of them are immobile as well. So yeah, don't go top without your support as an ADC, pretty much as a rule of thumb. Or, yeah, just don't go top. It's a bad choice. That was really scary. You were about 1 second off dying right there. Be careful about walking where you walked. So, the enemy top laner has killed the tower. The enemy top laner has control of this side of the jungle. When the tower dies in the top lane early, that jungle is theirs. Same thing with mid, but it's the entire jungle. When the mid tower dies, when this tower right here dies, their jungle will lose pressure of their entire jungle, and anyone can just walk in and murder them. Because the mid tower is so much pressure. The same thing with top lane, but for only one side of the jungle, and the same thing with bot for one side of the jungle. So, with this tower gone, he's free to roam anywhere in this side of the jungle, and not be punished for it, because he can just walk straight out through the lane. And the turret provides security for, this defender's side, which they don't have. Because when that tower's up, they can run out towards mid, out towards top, and then out towards top, outer. With that tower gone, they have no security, anywhere outside of this line. Once that tower's gone, that's their line of security. The top laner can't leave this area if they're really far behind. Same thing goes for the ADC, which is why I was talking about this. You're a squishy, immobile champion, and you have no sums up. I know it says they're up, they're not really, because I've sat here paused for 5 minutes. So yeah, you were very lucky that Wukong didn't see you. He would have just murdered you. I can see why the Wukong's pushed up now. So he's just... Ryze's got kills from him. So. And now your support's here. Monkey's gonna jump on you. Does half your health with a single Q. Yeah. That's exactly why you shouldn't be up here. You should be bot defending your tower, or going for their tower. So we take a look. You could have got this tower with them, instead of an Ahri Nidalee going for it, which was extremely slow and pitiful. I'm just gonna jump into direct camera now, while I talk about stuff. So, fighting mid. Just gonna be exchanging hooks here, exchanging stuns. Blitzcrank gets stunned, Lee Sin kicks in for no reason. Ahri drops ult on Syndra, other way around, Syndra drops ult on Ahri. Just exchange of abilities and ultimates and sums. Nothing really culminating much here. What would be really good for you is to walk bot lane right now and clear the wave and then come back. Your team doesn't really need you. They have an Ahri and a Ryze. They don't need wave clear right now. And you have no way to threaten the tower with your Jinx tower clearing ability. and you can't go top because that Wukong will absolutely murder you. Right here in this situation, you should be looking to go bot, shove out the wave, then come back mid. Because right now you don't have bot lane priority. If you look down at the map, the enemy team, your team's pinging Dragon. The Dragon's in a bad position because the enemy bot has huge vision advantage on you because of where the wave is positioned. If you shove that wave out, they don't have the priority. So pretty much just Nidalee. 8 kill Nidalee, 5 kill Ari. I'm gonna clean up the enemy team with a few Blitzcrank hooks into Sparst. This is just poor play by your top laner right here, not coming up. He has TP, he has Rise ult. There's no reason for him to be with the team right now. Just another case of poor positioning by you. That's all I can say. I've reiterated this over and over again. Don't go top, don't go top, don't go top. Yeah. Rule of thumb for an AD carry. Don't go top. One exception to this rule. Your top laner is insanely fed. Next exception, you're with your support or you're with your jungler. Never ever go alone. And even though, you know, you can say, oh, I was with my support, it didn't help. Okay, let's look at where you were with your support. Your support's in front of him. You're flanking. You don't want to ever flank on an ADC, barring a few exceptional circumstances. So right here, if you were going to flank with him, flank with Jinx, sorry, you did it all wrong. So first of all, don't flank with Jinx, ever. If you are going to do it, let's have a look. So, once you get in vision here, there you are, there you are, there you are. Okay, so first of all, we start off this play, Blitzcrank hits a hook on him, pulls him under tower, takes a small amount of damage. So what Wukong's thinking is, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, this Blitzcrank just hooked me, there must be more enemies nearby. No one comes out of the base. Oh, the enemies must be behind me. Oh, look at that! A level 11 Jinx to my level 13 Wukong with Duskblade and Phage. What you should have done immediately is try to make a defensive line for yourself. So if you're going to flank, you should have put your traps... you should have... throwing out your W here is really smart, so you've slowed him down. And then you kept walking forwards while he walked sideways, which is a poor position. So what you should have done is try to put your traps here, so the only way he could walk to you... If we look at that again... Sorry, again. So if we look at that, the only way this Wukong goes from here is this way around your traps or straight at you. And going through the choke is really dangerous because he has a Blitzcrank following him, which can just... It's free CC when you walk through a choke. So what you should have done is dropped your traps in the line here, and then pulled yourself back to here, and just sat back. He has to walk into you. You can't damage him without going into his kill you radius. So even if we look in that situation, there's nothing you can do, you know? Even if you play this exactly how I just said, place your traps here, and sat there and moved back as he walked into you, next thing that happens is he jumps on you and one-shots you. And sure enough, we have a look at it. What happens is, he jumps on you, Wukong one-shots you. And that's when, you know, you get the complaints of, oh, this champion's really OP, you know? He one-shots me. No. He didn't one-shot you. Your positioning one-shotted you. That guy can't do that. He's not allowed to do that. He shouldn't be allowed to do that. There's a reason why Wukong isn't picked. It's because no ADC in their right mind would ever walk that close to Wukong. Especially a Wukong that's doing extremely well for himself. Anyway, next point. So, Nidalee's going off to fight in the jungle. Dyers get shut down. Unfortunate. Lee Sin's going to pick up blue buff. Blah, blah, blah. Pretty much waiting out your death time. Alright, so. Now you've wisened up a bit. Oh no, I need to go bot. I just got killed top lane. Alright, so. Just another point onto pushing out your wave. You have no vision on their jungler. Just as we have it, we have vision of the jungler because we're in spectate. Right now, if we look, this Lee Sin's going to kill this crab and run down south. Before looking at this play, I'm going to bet Lee Sin's going to go south. As soon as he sees you. So, we take a look at this Lee Sin right now. He sees doing crab, doing crab, doing crab. There's a Jinx pushing up. Just a little side note that I didn't really mention earlier when what I really should have, was when pushing up the wave, push it to the halfway point, and that is it. So this creates the same effect that I was talking about before of bouncing off the enemy tower and you collecting more gold. So all you have to do is push it to here. Once the minion wave is past here, it's going to bounce. If you see another minion wave like right here about to, crash into your minion wave, just kill it and run. Just be careful because you are out of position even up here. So even here, this is too far out of position. All you had to do was just push this wave that was sitting right here, and then just run mid and help your team get the tower. And like I said, walking through your jungle to avoid the Lee Sin that was in the river. Still no blue trinket picked up, so you have no vision around you to know this is happening. And then we have a look. He cues onto the wave. Big wave. Ooh. Oh, that was a really good rocket. So that Lee Sin played it really, really badly, and you got out of that and didn't get punished, so you didn't know that mistake happened. But just so you know, push it to the halfway point, and then root back up. That's how you just set up side waves. Push to the halfway point, and go group with the team. Nidalee's going to get caught out here by the same mistake you had. Don't go next to the Duskblade Wukong unless you're 2 or more people. Especially when he's in a solo lane and extremely fed. Alright, so Nidalee gets hooked and killed. Not Nidalee, sorry, Ryze gets hooked and killed. Your team's on the run because you need to get back to base for the Wukong split push. And he's going to get top tower, which is quite unfortunate. Now, your support is half health. Your AD carry is half health. Don't go next to the really fed Wukong. Pretty much you should have just seeded the inhib, because that guy's gonna murder both of you. And sure enough, it happens. Alright, so moving on. Ahri's trying to defend a tower at low health. That's a big no-no, which I told you off for doing before. So yeah, that was unfortunate. Don't go next to the tower if you're low health like that. They're just gonna walk under and kill you. So Nidalee's really fed. She's gonna go clean up the Wukong, which is good. Gets a shutdown on him, gives you some good team gold. Thresh is clearing out vision for Baron, and then roaming up to the Nidalee that's really out of position for the Wukong kill. And obviously it's Nidalee, she's gonna... As long as she doesn't get hooked here. Oh, fortunate. I'll be able to still get out. So yeah, Nidalee probably could have escaped from that if she didn't get hooked, but not much you can do about that one. Then maybe chase the kill. So I just want to speed through this because we're up to 32 minutes already. Pretty much only when I'm focusing on fights. Alright, so now we have a fight to examine. Alright, start of the fight. Ahri gets blown the fuck up. She gets out. Get a hook on Thresh. Vayne comes in with the flank on you. I don't think there's much to say about that. I think it's wrong place, wrong time. Your Blitzcrank probably was more at fault there than you. More than anything, I would say. Yeah. I don't know what you can really do about that one. Flashing into the stun was kind of unfortunate. Vayne's going to condemn, so since she's sitting here, it's going to push you that way. Directly away from her. So if you're standing here, don't flash here, because it's still going to stun. Try and flash this way, so that when you get pushed, it pushes you right next to the wall, but not quite on the wall, so you don't get stunned. That's the only really small play that I can just say. I'm pretty sure you still would have died there, but just so you know, for future reference, don't flash along the wall, flash away from the wall. You would have better chance of surviving. Obviously it didn't matter because they probably would have cleaned you up with the rest of her ulti. Yeah, just don't flash in a straight line there, that's quite unfortunate. So Syndra's doing the right thing here, shoving in mid, Wukong's doing the right thing and shoving up the inhib. By the looks of this, he's going to get the inhib and then the mid tower right after. While Nidalee stuffs around in the jungle trying to get kills. Amazing that you guys won this game. This should really be a lost cause. Ari's still fed. Yeah. Wow, you're even gonna lose a third in tower. How on earth did you win this game? This should be over right now. What happened? So you get a Wukong kill, Thresh kill. That puts you up another 1,000 gold or so. Enemy team backs off, enemy team gets dragon. Not much to say about that. Elder Dragon comes up next. And it looks like enemy team is even going to triple inhib you guys. Wow. Vera nearly gets caught out in the jungle. Ryze gets caught out in the base. Blitzcrank gets caught out in the base. Right here, you're really, really lucky. The enemy team could have just killed that Nexus and ended the game. What they were doing there is beyond me. I would have been spam pinging the hell out of that Nexus if I was on the enemy team to know that they lost this game. Yeah, triple inhibs is a really unfortunate thing. And really hard to come back from. It's amazing that you guys did. They're trying to catch out the Lee Sin, nothing really much happening. You have two people committed to wave clearing down bot. Top and mid inhib should respawn in now. Yep, there we go, and mid should come up in about 33 seconds or so. I'm just cleaning up stupid kills by the enemy team. They've mistimed their backing with each other, so they're disjointed. Some of them are back, some of them are not. Looks like Nidalee's gonna get caught out. No, you bush camp and kill her. Kill the Vayne, but Nidalee doesn't get killed. Fails to jump over the wall, gets kicked, misses Q. Flashes out because of the Ahri. Moving on. Someone dies here. Crash. And you get killed by the Wukong. I assume that you just got one shot, that you didn't really have any counterplay to do. Wukong's going for the finish. Gets scared, runs away. Probably could have killed everyone there if he had ultimate. Okay, I see how the enemy team threw away this game. They're gonna run at the Nexus one by one for the next 10 minutes, aren't they? By the looks of it, yeah. Syndra's turn next. Oh, they're gonna group up for Baron. Sitting on a ward. Excellent flash hook by Blitzcrank on Vayne. Knock up on the Syndra. Nope. Hook, knock up. And not dead. She might die to the Ignite. Yes, she did. Oh, fortunate. And then Wukong kills Nidalee, and Blitzcrank lands a hook on him and dies. So it looks like Blitzcrank really turned on for the first, that last 2 minutes or so right there and helped pull back the game out of the brink. Off the brink, sorry. So it looks like you're gonna group up down bot to help play the supers while Ahri's stuffing around mid. Ryze pushes top with a huge wave that, just so you know, so if you have supers in a wave, it's always gonna be pushed because supers are always gonna win. When the inhib respawns, supers stop spawning, and you get the same bouncing effect. So we look up here. You always get this huge wave when one of your inhibs respawn. So about 45 seconds to a minute later after your inhib respawns, you should push that lane, because it'll always have this big wave here unless an enemy champ comes to clean it up. So yeah, Ryze did the smart thing there and rode that wave right up to the first tower and secured some standing gold for your team, which is really important. So right here, you're grouping up. Should be really careful about an enemy just walking into your base and just killing it all since you have no towers left. All 11 are dead. Looks like Blitzcrank's gonna try and make a play. Wukong wastes his ultimate. Gets it on Nidalee. Thresh's hook is gone. Italy cleans up the Wukong. Redemption dropped by Thresh, nothing really happened. Syndra lands a good stun. Italy somehow just killed the Vayne. I didn't really catch that one. Syndra balls dropped on Ari, didn't finish her off. Nidalee doing a lot of damage, dropping the Zhonya's to keep herself alive. Dies to the Syndra, good cleanup, ult by Tim onto the Lee Sin, and then an ace. Now, questionable Baron call, maybe? You've got a Blitzcrank to tank it, you're fine. These two can't stand on it, they'll just go to the Baron. Here's a shield. That Baron's gonna help a lot. That was a really good play right there. So coming back into the game, you're ahead in gold now, even though you're 8 towers down. So I imagine it's just gonna snowball into everyone's just gonna die. Alright, fast forward. Ninja picks up blue, you pick up red, blue gets dropped to see where the enemy team is. Have you picked up yours yet? No, you haven't. A lot of item, a lot of farm. Your farm actually was really good, but I just want to say it was not good. 38 minutes. Sorry, I should have rephrased that better. You had 6 lanes of supers around your base, so you caught up in farm. That's pretty much the only reason you're ahead right now. Even Drestro's at hook right now. Alright, so I'll just play by play the rest of this. Just because my throat's hurting a little bit. Alright, so Thresto's hooked into Banshee's Veil, gets nothing. Blitzcrank hook gets nothing. So just hooks thrown out by both supports, nothing really happening. Good use of rockets to safely farm the wave. Just gotta be really careful of an enemy split push right now. Just cleaning up your base. But you can see them all right now, so it's pretty safe. Really smart rotation up top. You should have grabbed that red buff while you were there. Looks like Nidalee's gonna grab it. So if I saw correctly, there was a really big wave top that you didn't capitalize on, which is quite unfortunate. So it looks like a lot of hooks getting thrown out. We're coming up to the culmination of this game. So I think the better team, better scaling even, won out this game. So the enemy it shouldn't be a win right now. They went for the 3rd inhib instead of just winning the game when they should have. So using the Baron minions to pressure the inhib, really smart, playing it well. Really good with the cannon minion, it's really dangerous, they can't stop it. So be really carefully positioning here, you're down mid where your team is sitting top. That's really, really bad. Even though you're just clearing the wave, I know that. You should really stick with your team right here and help with the inhib. You're lucky your team's just really strong, cleaned up the Thresh. So yeah, this is just focusing on the late game macro play. Like Ari's gonna clean up the no, Raz gets it. So yeah. I'm just gonna play this on fast forward. So nothing. So that's a victory that was not really deserved or should have had. Yeah. So yeah, that's just the enemy team making mistakes more than you outplaying them and having really fed Ari and Italy. So yeah, just a little mistake at the end there that I want to point out was the macro play. You're an ADC, you shouldn't be sitting alone. So you're sitting alone in mid while your team was sitting 4-man top. You should just add to the 5th man top because you're not going to do anything alone mid lane. Yeah, I think that's it. It was a good win, good comeback. Italy played well. Ari played well. Your positioning was better this game. Slightly. There's a few times you got hooked out of position or caught out of position by a Wukong. Pretty much just the big emphasis on this game was don't go top lane without your support or some sort of support. And no, your top laner doesn't count as support. He can't help you. Because you'll usually swap into a losing lane. And a winning top laner usually has the 2v1 advantage more so than not. So yeah, don't go top without your support, and even then with your support, make sure you position correctly. You need to learn how to orb walk and your macro play. You're an ADC, sit with your team, don't go out by yourself, you're just going to die and throw away the game for your team. That's everything for this one. See you with the next one.